What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity. I hope you guys are doing well. Yesterday, I released a video talking about the dwindling player numbers for Call of Duty. And many of you that have moved away from Call of Duty decided to chime in. Thank you. And the overwhelming consensus was that skill-based matchmaking has ruined the Call of Duty experience. And we've talked about skill-based matchmaking before on this channel, and we've gone in depth about it. And again, the whole reason skill-based matchmaking exists is to retain players. And I have argued many times that it does the opposite. It pushes players away. The players that you should be trying to bring in are the ones that are leaving your game. They're so obsessed with trying to retain the brand new players, the new fans, that they don't realize they're pushing away a bigger majority of players. More players are leaving than coming in. The numbers support it. So why is skill-based matchmaking still being pursued in such a manner? Because if they fixed skill-based matchmaking, tuned it down, made it a little bit less oppressive, I think more players would play the game. I think it would be a more welcoming experience. And we probably wouldn't have skill-based matchmaking or SBMM or EOMM be trending on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, almost once a week. And one of the big fears that I'm seeing creeping into the X-Defiant community right now is the reason for the delays is because Ubisoft and Microsoft do not want to release this game with no skill-based matchmaking. Because for some reason, some algorithm somewhere shows them that it's going to retain more players. Even though I think there's enough evidence now to support that skill-based matchmaking does the opposite. At least with a player base that wants a casual experience from time to time. I'm all for ranked play. I'm all for ranked play being a matchup of your skill versus somebody else's skill head to head. All for that. But when I'm trying to relax and play for fun, play with friends, I don't need it to be that serious. You don't need it to be that serious. There should be a casual playlist where there is no skill-based matchmaking. And hey, if there's a few people that want to pub stomp, let them pub stomp. It's not the end of the world. I fell in love with this franchise and I started out getting pub stomped every single game. I'm still here, decades later. Trust me, it's not that oppressive. It's not that much of a damage to someone's ego. The best part about being bad at video games is it doesn't take much to see progress. And when you start seeing that progress, it makes you feel good. All of a sudden, you're doing better. All of a sudden, you're starting to not be such a detriment to your team. Maybe eventually you start leading your team, and it's a really good feeling. And that's what we used to have with Call of Duty. That used to be the experience. That's what you chased. That's what made you keep coming back for more. And we've lost that now in the skill-based matchmaking era. And that's one of the reasons why people don't want to play Call of Duty anymore. It's not so they can pub stomp every game. I've made this argument before, but I'll make it again. Pub stomping is not the sole reason people don't like skill-based matchmaking. It's because it creates a less stable environment for the servers because now you're not putting ping as king. It forces you to always use meta setups. Playing with friends is more of a chore because matchmaking takes longer, or you're putting yourself or someone else at a massive disadvantage because of skill-based matchmaking. And overall, it creates a less engaging game, which creates a game that retains less players. It's pretty easy to comprehend. It's pretty easy to recognize. And it's one of those things that I'd love to see them change. I'd love to see them grasp this concept and actually apply it to Modern Warfare 3, to Black Ops Gulf War, moving forward. And Doug Sensor here, a former Call of Duty pro, I think he's won a few COD championships, put it really well. Please dedicate a week of the year to remove SBMM for the OGs. That's more than enough for us to be thankful and appreciative for your efforts to increase player counts and do what's best for your game. Gives a great balance for all. If Call of Duty announced tomorrow that they are going to be releasing a free week of multiplayer, and along with that free week of multiplayer, they are going to remove skill-based matchmaking and make ping king for 1 week, do you think that people would flock to go play the game? 1,000%. 1,000%. People that don't have Modern Warfare 3 would go hop on that free access game. People that have put away Call of Duty for the year, they'd come back. It would be an opportunity to actually see this game go full throttle. Have a full experience. And I'm not saying that skill-based matchmaking is the only deterrent to people playing Modern Warfare 3, but judging by yesterday's video, it's one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest deterrent. So maybe if we fix that by just even testing out what would happen to player counts, to microtransaction revenue, to battle pass purchases, if they remove skill-based matchmaking, even player times. Would more players play for longer without skill-based matchmaking? If all of the metrics show that skill-based matchmaking being removed would create a healthier game, there's no way they could go back against it. And that's what's so weird to me, is you'd think you'd want to at least try this out. See if it is skill-based matchmaking that is forcing players to not play your game. See if it is this big deterrent, this big hurdle that you have to get over. Or is it all in our heads? I mean, almost every single post underneath the Call of Duty awful marketing, whatever that tweet was the other day, and I'll put a screenshot of it here, where they showcase somebody losing something like 17 games in a row to finally get that win. Everybody was talking about skill-based matchmaking under that tweet. You're telling me we're not aware of it? You're telling me that it's not something that we're all upset about? Even when they released that communication back in January talking about how matchmaking works, all of us called it out for what it was. BS. The matchmaking system in Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty right now is far too complex, and because it is so complex, it doesn't lead to even matches, it doesn't lead to consistent matches, and it leads to your community being left confused and just kind of done with your game. That's not what you want. If I was somebody who was managing Call of Duty and I saw the Steam chart numbers, if I saw the actual behind the scenes numbers for Modern Warfare 3, for Warzone, for MW2, I would be embarrassed. And I'd be asking real questions. I'd be wondering why other games are able to maintain their player base and we can't. Why can't Call of Duty maintain their player base? Why is the only time they get an injection of players is right at launch, and for the rest of the year, they're bleeding players? It happened with MW2, happened with MW3, happened with Vanguard, happened with Black Ops Cold War. They never get that re-injection of players. Now, of course, a little different with Black Ops Cold War when it became free to play through the PS Plus, which was awesome, and a lot of players went to play that, and they're like, wow, this game's actually way better than what we have now. But that's neither here nor there. That's the difference here. That's what they have to realize, is that when you have these hurdles, these deterrents, tearing them away should create a better experience for your players, should create a positive player flow into your game. And they're just so against it for whatever reason. I don't really know why. Hopefully, we'll figure it out at some point. Hopefully, they can make these changes. They can even just take up Censor's one little suggestion and have a week-long SBMM free world for Call of Duty and see if it is everything we remember it being. Because I think it would be. But that's what I'm going to leave you with today, guys. I'm very curious what you think on this whole skill-based matchmaking debate. Obviously, it's been a debate we've had before, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. Are you for it? Are you against it? Do you think it needs to go? Do you think some form of it needs to stay? As always, down below in that comment section. Also, just for fun, if you're somebody who follows college basketball in the United States, let me know who you've got winning this year's March Madness NCAA title. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.